Well, hello and good morning from the town of Mae Hong Son in northern Thailand. Today is day 4 of my Mae Hong Son Loop trip, but today we're not going to cover very many kilometers really. We're going to spend the morning visiting the temples and sites in town here in Mae Hong Son. I'm currently standing, as you can see, at the bottom of these steps. At the end of the previous video, I was up the top of that hill visiting a couple of stupas that overlook the town right in the evening. Really beautiful view in the evening with the sun setting and all this kind of thing. But today, so as I say, in the morning we'll go around town, and then this afternoon I'm going to visit a hill tribe village which is about 20 kilometers south of here towards the Burmese border. So yeah, let's take a look around. So this temple is called Wat Pa Non. Pa Non means Temple of the Reclining Buddha. As you can see, we've got a reclining Buddha statue here, and it's meant to be 12 meters long, and it was built by Mae Hong Son's first governor in 1875. So right across the street from the reclining Buddha statue temple, we've got another temple here called Wat Kam Ko, and this dates back to 1890 and was built by the temple's first abbot. So we've got another lovely old teak, I guess, building here. I just love these Burmese temples. Squeaky boards. It's almost like it's got a kitchen in this one. It's just full of utensils and cups and saucers and things. So different to traditional Thai temples, especially Lana, northern Thailand temples. There's just so much stuff everywhere. Look at it. So this appears to be the main street in Mae Hong Son, main commercial street, and it's got these lovely wooden buildings lining on one side of it. These come out because it's quite sunny. Well, I came down here last night and the whole street was all sort of lit up with what looked like lights left over from New Year maybe. This is Wat Klang Tung, and it was built in 1905 on the site of a former banana plantation. And we're right by the airport here. In fact, wait a minute, that's the control tower. So we just come down to the market, which is right up against the runway, and there's a temple next door which we'll pop into as well, but we'll just take a quick look around. So I like markets here, you can see all the chilies here. Yeah. Sorting the chilies out. Brick Mac. So very spicy. This lady wins the prize for the most tidy and decorative vegetable stand. It's very orderly, very neat. This one's good as well, but not as good as the other one, I think. So just down the road from the market, we've got this beautiful wooden temple, which is the town's main head temple, and it was built in 1863. Beautiful place. So this is a statue of Mae Hong Son's first governor, who came from a village in Shan State in Burma, and he ended up in Khun Yuam, which is where I was yesterday. You can watch yesterday's episode in the top right hand corner. But he ruled that town for about 8 years, and the locals thought very highly of him because he brought a lot of prosperity to the town. And he ended up going to Chiang Mai for a few years, and the ruler of Chiang Mai bestowed that he'd become Mae Hong Son province's first governor. So he's obviously quite a respected guy here. So we're right in the middle of town beside the lake, which is normally beautiful, but at the moment it's just one big huge building site. It's got diggers, and I don't know what they're doing or why they're doing it, or why they're doing it this time of year, because it's high season. Anyway, if you can hear me over all the construction noise that's going on behind me. But this temple, there's actually two temples on one side of the lake. And this is Wat Chong Kam, and it was built in 1827 by a monk who came over again from Burma, and it's Mae Hong Son's oldest temple, and it's really, really beautiful, you know, really, really pretty. So this is the other temple beside the lake, Wat Chong Klang. And it's another beautiful Burmese style temple. Wow, look at all this stuff. We're in the museum of this temple, and it's pretty beautiful pieces they've got on display here. So this is where I stayed during my time in Mae Hong Son. It's called the Palm House, and it's located very near the lake, right in the middle of town. Really recommend it, very nice place. So we've now covered off the sites in the town of Mae Hong Son itself. So let's now get on the bike and head south to visit a long-necked village. So we made it to this long neck village, Kayan village, which is on the other side of the river. So as you can see, there are boats on the other side, but I'm just wondering if one's going to come and pick me up. So we have a boat and we have a man who's going to take us across. Okay, so he wants some money. So we are on our way. I've just paid 20 baht for the ferry and 200 baht to get into the village. It doesn't take long. And on the other side of the river I just spoke to a girl who spoke really good English, and they've had some problems just further down the river, about 5 kilometers. That's where the border with Burma is, and they've actually had a bomb go off last night, and there's been displaced people, about 200 I think she said. And I was going to go to a bridge that's further downstream from here, but I don't think that's going to be possible now. But we'll see if I get turned away. I did see an army sort of Humvee vehicle coming the other way, so we've got a useful little map of the village here. That's where I was planning to go, Nam Peng Din. And I think that's where the problem is. But we'll take a look at the village. And as I go around the village, I'm going to explain the sort of background of the people here and where they're from, and the significance of these coils on their necks, because they're actually made of brass. Well, there's one particular lady here. It's the first one. Hello. And I've actually got one of these dolls. Sawadee Krap, how are you? Good. So I just don't really know what to do with filming sort of people like this, but they're sitting there, so hello. So let me explain the people who live in this village. They've basically fled war in Burma about 30-40 years ago. In fact, one lady that I spoke to, she'd been living in the village for about 35 years. And they are Kayan. They're a group, subgroup of the Red Karen people, which are an ethnic minority from Burma. And there's about 400,000 who live in Thailand. And the Thai government has at best tolerated them and at worst sent them back over the border. But as they're refugees, they are not allowed to seek regular work in Thailand, or have passports, or become Thai citizens, or even grant access to other parts of the country. So basically, they're refugees. They have to earn a living somehow, so they make ends meet by weaving and selling fabric and ornaments and wood carvings, and they play folk music, that kind of thing. You could say that they're exploited and they're here as a kind of human zoo for tourists, but they need our money. So let me explain the rings that are around these ladies' necks. Girls start wearing them at the age of 5, and they basically add a ring every year on their birthday. And it's the weight of them on their collarbones that pushes their shoulders down that gives them the illusion of having long necks. I think this diagram here, which I found on this building, kind of explains that. Now, the origins of these rings date back over 3,000 years, when, in the absence of law and order, and in order to protect their gold, the women would melt down the gold and coil it around their necks, arms, and ankles. This meant that if they came under attack, they could simply run away with all their wealth literally on them. So hence they still wear this tradition today, but instead of the rings being made of gold, they are merely brass. We're at the village school. In fact, there's two buildings here. So they have some kind of water filtration system here, I think. There's a sign. Here we are. Clean water project was donated and installed by International Water Management Systems and Pure Heart International in 2009. So, I guess this feeds the whole village. Yeah, so I just got speaking to a long-necked lady, and she was saying last night it all kicked off for the first time in 35 years because there was a war in Burma, and that's why these people are here, as I said on the commentary. And she actually saw the Burmese planes just down the road near the border. She could see and hear them last night, and apparently they bombed their own people. So yeah, that was the long neck village of Huay Pu Keng. I wish them well. I spoke to this lady they all speak very good English because of tourism. And she said, yeah, last night they didn't really know what to do, what was going on, if this situation is going to get any worse, but it doesn't sound great. And I thought, I've seen reports of bombing by the Burmese happening in Mae Sot, which is a lot further down in Tak province from here, but I never knew anything was happening here. But it sounds like it only started last night, so let's just hope that it's only one night. But these things escalate, as we know. But anyway, I think now we're going to go back to Mae Hong Son and just take the afternoon off because it's lunchtime now. So if you enjoyed this video, then give me a big thumbs up down below, and why not subscribe to my channel? And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.